Have you ever found yourself staring at the ceiling at 2:30 in the morning, wondering why you're wide awake again, tiptoeing to the bathroom like clockwork? It's not just an annoying routine, it's a disruption that affects your energy, your focus, and your emotional well-being. Many older adults assume this is just part of aging, something inevitable. But what if there's a deeper reason your sleep keeps getting cut short? In Dayton, Ohio, Mr. Raymond, a 68-year-old retired postmaster, once told me, "I figured this is what happens when you get older, up 3 times a night, back hurting, eyes burning." But I gently reminded him, aging doesn't mean suffering through the night. This issue, known medically as nocturia, has specific causes and often surprisingly gentle solutions. Nocturia, or nighttime urination, is especially common in people managing chronic conditions like high blood sugar or blood pressure. These health issues affect how the kidneys and bladder function, often prompting the body to get rid of excess fluid while you're supposed to be at rest. And the toll it takes, it's not just a sleepy morning, it's a tired body, a foggy brain, and a spirit that doesn't feel refreshed. That's why today I want to take you on a peaceful journey, not to the pharmacy, not to complicated machines or expensive pills, but straight to your kitchen counter. There, among the familiar ingredients, lie some of the simplest allies for better sleep and bladder comfort. One of the first, a crisp red apple. Yes, really, apples, that humble fruit you've known since childhood, are far more powerful than we give them credit for. Mrs. Joyce, a 70-year-old bookshop owner in Kansas City, told me she started keeping apples on her bedside table, not as decoration but as a daily snack that transformed her nights. The secret lies in what's inside the apple. Apples are rich in soluble fiber, a special kind that slows digestion and stabilizes blood sugar levels. When your glucose stays balanced throughout the night, your bladder doesn't get overwhelmed by emergency messages to flush out sugar. That means fewer urges to get up and go. Even better, apples have a naturally low glycemic index. In simple terms, that means they don't cause sudden sugar spikes the way a ripe banana or juicy pineapple might. Instead, they help your body stay in a calm, even state, exactly what your bladder needs to stay quiet at night. What makes apples particularly gentle is their water content. They hydrate just enough, not too much, not too little. That middle ground support is crucial. Unlike water-heavy fruits like watermelon or citrus, which can overstimulate the bladder, apples keep your system cool without tipping the balance. In towns like Augusta, Georgia, and Bismarck, North Dakota, I've heard from elders who now include a small apple after their light dinner. Maybe with a bit of cheese or almond butter. They say it keeps their stomachs settled and their bladders less restless. And the science backs them up. Apples are also rich in flavonoids, which are powerful antioxidants. These natural compounds help protect the kidneys from oxidative stress, a common issue for people who've lived with diabetes for many years. It's not about a miracle cure, but steady support, night after night. One of the most valuable parts of an apple is its pectin content. Pectin is a kind of gel-forming fiber that helps your body digest carbohydrates more slowly. This reduces the sudden spikes and dips in energy and blood sugar, both of which are common triggers for nighttime wakefulness. Many older adults who eat an apple an hour or two before bed report feeling more hydrated, less bloated, and significantly less interrupted at night. And in the morning, they often say they feel clearer, as if their brain got a full reset instead of tossing and turning in pieces. And for those watching their waistline, apples are a beautiful companion. They bring a natural sense of fullness, reducing cravings for heavier nighttime snacks. My cousin Barbara, 65, who lives near the Blue Ridge Mountains, calls her evening apple the stop sign for my sweet tooth. So if you've been brushing off that red apple in the fruit bowl thinking it's nothing special, think again. It might just be the simplest, sweetest solution to your restless nights. A fruit that supports blood sugar, soothes the bladder, and welcomes you into morning with a lighter heart. This is just the first step on our journey. And if this message made you pause, smile, or feel seen, I'd be truly grateful if you left a comment below. Sharing your story not only helps me, it might encourage someone else reading along who's facing the same struggles. Please consider pressing the like button, subscribing to this channel, and passing this video to a friend your age. Together, we're building a space of care, not through fear, but through knowledge and small, powerful changes. And it begins with one apple. After discovering how a simple apple can support your sleep and balance your blood sugar, I'd love to introduce you to another quiet hero, one that's likely already in your refrigerator. It's smooth, familiar, and comforting, plain Greek yogurt. Or as many of us still call it, just a good, thick bowl of curd. There's something deeply nostalgic about yogurt. It's not a foreign health trend or a complicated superfood. It's a classic. In many American homes, especially among older generations, setting a bowl of yogurt aside for dinner was as natural as turning off the porch light before bed. And now, more than ever, it may be the bedtime companion your bladder needs. Yogurt is packed with live cultures, beneficial bacteria that gently restore balance to your digestive system. When your gut is calm, your bladder often follows suit. The connection might surprise you, but digestion and bladder health are closely tied. Constipation or bloating, common in older adults, can press on the bladder and trigger nighttime urgency. I remember Mr. Frank, a 73-year-old retired firefighter from Charleston, telling me how he used to wake up 3 or 4 times a night, until his doctor suggested adding plain yogurt to his meals. I thought it was just a tummy food, he laughed, but it changed the way I sleep. What makes yogurt especially helpful is its high protein content. Protein helps slow down the digestion of sugar, keeping blood glucose levels stable through the night. Crucial for people with diabetes or insulin resistance. The steadier your glucose, the fewer emergency signals your bladder will receive. Yogurt is also an excellent source of calcium, which plays a vital role in kidney function. Your kidneys are the body's water managers, and when they're supported properly, your fluid balance and nighttime bathroom schedule becomes much more predictable and less intrusive. But yogurt has another secret. It contains magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals often overlooked. Magnesium is known for its muscle-relaxing properties, which includes the muscles of the bladder. Potassium, meanwhile, helps regulate water retention and fluid pressure, 2 major factors behind why we sometimes wake up feeling the urge to go. There is a gentle wisdom in choosing unsweetened, full-fat Greek yogurt. Flavored varieties may contain added sugars, which can raise blood sugar and agitate the bladder. Sticking with the plain version and adding your own toppings if needed keeps you in control of what's going into your body. For example, Ms. Eileen, a 66-year-old gardener from Iowa, likes to stir in a few thin slices of peach or a small sprinkle of crushed walnuts before bed. She swears it's the reason she's gone from 3 nighttime trips to just 1, and sometimes not. I finally wake up feeling rested, she told me. Others enjoy mixing yogurt with a pinch of cinnamon, which can further support blood sugar regulation. Some add flaxseed or almond slivers for texture. However you personalize it, this nighttime habit offers both comfort and quiet to a restless digestive system and a sensitive bladder. Timing matters too. The best time to enjoy a small bowl of yogurt is about an hour before bed. This gives your body time to begin absorbing its nutrients without overwhelming the digestive system. It also helps you feel lightly satisfied without feeling too full or thirsty later on. And if you're someone who prefers a lighter dinner, yogurt can be a perfect final touch. A spoonful alongside soft-cooked oats, or paired with sliced banana, makes for a deeply nourishing bedtime meal. It satisfies without overstimulating the bladder or blood sugar. For those managing high blood sugar or simply seeking better rest, this one small habit, a bowl of yogurt before bed, can help you go from frequent midnight wake-ups to sleeping through till morning. No sleeping pills, no special diets, just slow, steady care. So if you've ever dismissed yogurt as too simple to matter, consider looking at it again. In its quiet, creamy texture lies a blend of nutrients and probiotics that could support your kidneys, relax your bladder, and guide you gently into the kind of rest your body truly needs. And if any part of this feels like your story, I'd love to hear from you. Please take a moment to leave a comment below, and if this helped, Pass it along to someone who might need a little extra peace at night. You never know, your one kind gesture might lead someone else to their first full night of sleep in years. Now that we've explored how apples and yogurt can gently restore your sleep and bladder rhythm, let's turn our attention to a familiar kitchen staple that you might never have thought of in this way, the tomato. Yes, that simple red fruit, nestled among your groceries, may quietly hold the secret to fewer nighttime bathroom trips and deeper, more peaceful rest. For many of us, tomatoes are just part of the routine, sliced into salads, simmered into sauces, or layered into a sandwich. But there's a quiet power in those juicy red slices. Calvin, a 70-year-old retired school bus driver from Indiana, told me something remarkable. If I skip tomatoes with dinner, I almost always wake up at 1 or 2 a.m., but if I include them, I sleep like a baby. The reason tomatoes are so effective comes down to a compound called lycopene. Lycopene is a natural antioxidant that helps reduce internal inflammation, especially in the urinary tract and bladder. For older adults dealing with high blood sugar or mild kidney strain, this inflammation often leads to nighttime urgency, that sudden pressure that pulls you out of sleep. Lycopene works like a balm, calming that low-grade irritation and allowing the bladder to relax. This helps reduce those disruptive trips to the bathroom and gives your body permission to rest. And the best part, you don't need to take a supplement, just eat a fresh tomato. Tomatoes also happen to support kidney function, which is crucial for those with diabetes or blood pressure issues. When your blood sugar spikes, the kidneys work overtime to remove the excess. That effort leads to frequent urination, especially at night, but lycopene eases that load, supporting your kidneys and giving them a much-needed break. What's even more interesting is that tomatoes are made up of about 95% water. But unlike sugary fruit juices or heavy drinks that fill the bladder too quickly, the hydration from tomatoes is gradual and intelligent. It nourishes without overstimulating. That means less urgency and more time between bathroom visits, especially overnight. Tomatoes also help reduce sodium retention, something that causes swelling in the hands, ankles, and even the bladder. By flushing out excess salt, tomatoes lower pressure inside the urinary system and help calm the feeling of fullness in the bladder that often strikes right before you drift off to sleep. Ms. Beverly, 69, who lives in a small town in Kentucky, once told me, "If I eat tomato salad with dinner, I sleep till dawn. But if I skip it, I'm up twice." Her observation is supported by science. Tomatoes have a low glycemic index, so they don't spike your sugar, and that means less stress on your kidneys and fewer calls from your bladder. Another benefit is potassium. Tomatoes are a great source of this important mineral, which helps regulate fluid levels in the body and relax the bladder muscles. For seniors, especially those taking medications for blood pressure or blood sugar, keeping potassium levels stable is essential for nighttime comfort. When choosing tomatoes, go for fresh and local when possible. Farmers markets and roadside stands often offer the most nutrient-rich options. The ones that are slightly irregular, soft, and grown without wax coatings are often the kindest to your body, even if they don't shine like supermarket produce. As for preparation, the possibilities are endless. Some people enjoy sliced tomatoes with a sprinkle of sea salt and olive oil. Others mix them with cucumber and red onion for a cool evening salad. If you prefer something warm, try simmering tomatoes with garlic and herbs into a soft stew or sauce. It's gentle on the stomach and calming for the bladder. Here's a tip: cooking tomatoes with a little healthy fat, like olive oil or avocado oil, actually increases the absorption of lycopene. So don't be afraid to gently sauté them. It's not just delicious, it's good medicine, disguised as dinner. If you're someone who eats light in the evening, a tomato-based soup or a fresh tomato salad with a bit of lemon juice can offer just the right amount of nourishment to keep your system steady without overwhelming your bladder. You'll go to bed feeling satisfied, not stuffed. So the next time you see a plump red tomato in your kitchen, I invite you to see it not just as a recipe ingredient, but as a natural nighttime helper. A gift from nature that hydrates gently, calms the bladder, and supports your kidneys, all while helping you drift into sleep and stay there until morning. If this insight about tomatoes feels new or useful to you, I'd be so happy to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if it reminds you of someone you care about, please share this video with them. Just one small tomato a day might bring them the restful night they've been hoping for. No pills, no cost, just care. Now that we've explored the healing properties of apples, yogurt, and tomatoes, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: what you drink in the evening. The right cup before bed can be the difference between waking up every few hours and sleeping through the night with ease. And no, it doesn't need to be anything expensive or hard to find. In many older American households, evening drinks have become simple habits: a glass of milk, maybe a little juice, or sometimes just plain water. But not all drinks are created equal, especially if your bladder has been waking you up at night. Choosing the right liquid can gently calm your body and keep your sleep undisturbed. My grandmother, who lived just outside Richmond, had a lovely ritual. Around 8 p.m., she would warm up a small pot of water and steep a few dried chamomile flowers in it. The soft, earthy smell would float through the house, and we all knew bedtime was near. That simple tea helped her sleep deeply and wake up with a clear mind. Chamomile is a natural relaxant. It calms the nervous system and helps soothe the muscles, including those in the bladder. For anyone dealing with stress, overthinking, or mild urinary irritation, this drink works like a lullaby. Just one cup, about half an hour before bedtime, can make a world of difference. In the southern states, peppermint tea is another favorite. Cooling and crisp, it settles the digestive system and eases pressure in the lower belly. If you've ever felt bloated or jittery before bed, a warm mug of peppermint tea can help calm the body from the inside out, including the urge to rush to the bathroom in the middle of the night. There's also lemon balm tea, a lesser-known but deeply soothing option. Miss Clara, a 72-year-old widow from Nebraska, calls it her sleepy cup. She started drinking it after struggling with both high blood pressure and nighttime bladder urges. Now she says, "I sleep through till sunrise, and I feel like I finally have peace." For those worried about coconut water, let me share something reassuring. Tender coconut water, if taken earlier in the day, not before bed, is actually very helpful. It hydrates gently, supports kidney function, and replenishes essential minerals like potassium, without causing sugar spikes like packaged juices do. Timing is everything. The real culprit behind nighttime urgency, surprisingly, is not drinking too much. It's often drinking too little during the day. When we limit water out of fear of peeing at night, we end up dehydrated. And dehydration makes the kidneys work harder, often leading to more urination, not less. It also leads to dry mouth, fatigue, and restless sleep. That's why Dr. Lee, a well-respected geriatric health specialist, advises seniors to drink water throughout the day in small, steady amounts, and to reduce fluids about 2 to 3 hours before bed. This helps the body stay hydrated while giving the bladder time to settle down before sleep. Still, some people find plain water boring or hard to remember. If that's you, consider infusing your water with something gentle and natural. Cucumber slices, for instance, make a refreshing difference. Just a few rounds of cucumber in a pitcher of cool water can create a hydrating, bladder-friendly drink with a soft taste. Cucumber water, or what some call spa water, is especially helpful during warmer months. It reduces swelling by flushing out sodium and soothes the urinary system. If you live in a hot climate or have issues with water retention in your hands or feet, this small habit can be a cooling blessing. You can even add a few sprigs of fresh mint or a squeeze of lemon for flavor. The point is not to overwhelm your system, but to care for it with intention. Sip by sip, moment by moment, your body responds to that kind of quiet consistency, especially after the age of 6. Another great tip? Sip warm water with a little cinnamon in the evening. It helps regulate blood sugar and supports digestion. Many older adults have said it helps them feel full and calm without needing a late snack or sugary treat, which often makes nighttime urination worse. So whether it's chamomile tea, a cup of cucumber-infused water, or a glass of cinnamon water, what you drink after sunset matters. These small choices signal to your body it's time to relax, time to let go, time to sleep. And with the right care, your bladder will get the message too. If any of these suggestions speak to your experience, I invite you to leave a comment and share what works for you. And if this video brings a little peace into your evening routine, please consider sharing it with a friend, because sometimes one warm drink is all it takes to change an entire night. So far, we've walked through some of the most comforting and healing foods nature has to offer: a crisp apple, a creamy bowl of yogurt, a ripe tomato, and a warm cup of calming tea. But today, as we bring all of this together, I want to remind you, the journey to restful sleep and fewer nighttime bathroom visits doesn't need to be overwhelming. It starts right at home, in small, caring choices made day by day. Let's take a moment to look at everything we've learned. The apple, or what we might now call nature's blood sugar balancer, is simple yet powerful. Its fiber, hydration, and low glycemic nature make it a perfect evening snack for steady sleep and a quieter bladder. Then there's the yogurt, rich in calming probiotics, muscle-relaxing minerals, and the kind of nutrition that speaks directly to your kidneys and digestion. That one small bowl before bed can make a surprising difference, especially when it becomes a regular habit. We also explored the humble tomato, often seen as just a salad staple, but truly a bladder's friend in disguise. With its high lycopene content, gradual hydration, and support for kidney health, it's a fruit that does far more than just flavor your food. It gently cools the system and quiets those urgent signals that interrupt your rest. And finally, we spent time with the soothing drinks: chamomile tea, peppermint brews, lemon balm infusions, and cucumber water. Each one offers something unique, whether it's to calm the nerves, reduce inflammation, ease the belly, or simply keep your system hydrated in the gentlest way possible. The truth is, when we think about health, we often rush to pills, strict diets, or advanced treatments. But for many older adults, especially those over 60, managing chronic conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, the most sustainable healing starts with the ordinary: a piece of fruit, a cup of water, a bit of understanding about what your body truly needs. One of the most common mistakes I see is that people begin to accept poor sleep and frequent urination as normal. But broken sleep is not just a nuisance. It impacts your memory, your emotional health, and even your risk of falling or injury during the night. That's why even small improvements can lead to large changes in how you feel each day. I remember Mr. George from Colorado, 74 years old, who wrote to me after trying just 2 of these habits: yogurt after dinner and switching to cucumber water during the day. Within 1 week, he said, "I didn't just sleep longer, I woke up without that heavy cloud over my mind. I felt like myself again." That's what I want for you too. You don't need to change everything at once. Begin with just one shift. Maybe an apple with a light dinner, or a simple tea instead of a sugary dessert. Pay attention to how your body responds. Let these changes become gentle companions in your daily routine, not chores. You deserve peaceful rest. You deserve to wake up in the morning without soreness in your joints, without dragging your feet across the kitchen. You deserve the kind of sleep that renews you, that welcomes you back into the day with energy and grace. If this video touched something inside you, even a little, I invite you to take a moment now and share your thoughts below. You can write what part helped you most, or simply leave the number 1 as a quiet way of saying, "I'm still here, I'm still trying." And if you know someone, maybe a cousin in another state or an old friend from church who has mentioned these same struggles, please share this with them. You never know. One evening apple or one bowl of yogurt might lead them toward the first restful night they've had in years. Lastly, if this video brought you a sense of comfort, I gently invite you to subscribe, click the bell icon, and join us on this journey. Because there's more to come, more gentle care, more wisdom, rooted in everyday living, and more ways for you to feel at home in your body again. Let each evening become softer. Let your bladder find its rhythm. Let your breath deepen. And may tomorrow greet you with the ease and joy of someone who knows that healing doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it begins with a whisper from your own kitchen.